Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap Session for June 22nd, 2016. My name is Doug McKay. I'm the founder of Quantum Leap Futures. Each morning we get together here in a live go-to session to take a look at the market, macro to micro, take a look at the structure of the market, then drill down to our trade levels, our targets, and our main hypotheses for the day. Before we get going, please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Many trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, and your own risk metrics. Okay, yesterday our main hypothesis was a move up between the 93 and 97 area, and then roll over and move down. I'm sorry, hypo 2 was a move up and then a rollover and a roll down to the 72 area. So hypo 1 was a move down and then a grind up into the 95, 97 area and chop around there. But they did play out hypo 2 first. We moved up first rather than down, so they rolled it over and sellers stepped in and they took it down into the do I have the right day here? This is the wrong day. That's good. Where's my 21st? I put it in the wrong, you know what, I think I put it in the wrong folder. Actually, let's just do it this way rather than searching for it. Here's yesterday. Yesterday, the main hypo was a move down and then slow grind up into the 85, 88 area up into this distribution. And basically, we went sideways yesterday. You know, I'm amazed that we are holding value so well right now with the Brexit vote happening tomorrow. I figured the market would have made a much bigger move yesterday in one direction or the other, and we just went sideways basically yesterday. And then overnight we went sideways as well. We didn't really make any major move last night. Inventory is net long overnight. We're trading in the upper distribution of a double distribution overnight. We're coming up and testing the LVN at 82.75, from yesterday's profile to see if we can get back up into that 83.75. But right now we found balance and value here at 82.25 with the Globex VPOC. If you look at the profile, we do have a double distribution with the 80.75 separating the upper and lower distribution from overnight. The target below will be that 77.75, 79 area, and we'll look at that and why in just a couple minutes. But before we get going, let's take a look at the news. Of course, we've got the second day of Yellen speaking today at 10 o'clock again. Man, she can talk. We've got consumer confidence, we've got existing homes, we've got crude inventory, and then tonight I will be trading and I will open up a go-to. I'm going to be going to bed early and then getting up, and I'll be back at my trade desk probably around 1 o'clock my time, and open for the European session so that we can see what happens with the Brexit vote. But right now the news today will be consumer confidence at 10 and Yellen and existing homes, and then crude inventory at 10:30. 9 o'clock there's a little bit of news. You've got HPI month over month, but nothing that's going to really move the market. Going to the macro and taking a look at where we are within the trend in the different time frames, just going over to a monthly. I like to start my day each day looking at this to see where we are within the trend. You can see we're in this consolidation area. We're holding above the 9 and the 20. We've challenged the trend at the end of the 15 and the beginning of 16, but so far in the last 4 months we've been able to move back above the 9 and hold. Our 9 and 20 are both sitting at 2039. It's a couple points above the year open at 2037.75, and a couple points below our key target below, which is our microcomposite VPOC at 2042. Going to the weekly, again, you can see that we're holding above the 9. We've got slope and separation. The 9 EMA is sitting at 2069.50. My key line in the sand right now is 2071. Looking for a break below that. I'm looking for a bigger move down into that 2062 and 2052 and possibly even the 2042 area. But right now the trend is up on the weekly. On the daily, we tried to roll over, and then this week on Friday, and so far today, I'm sorry, on Monday, and so far yesterday and today, we've held the 9. We're below the 20. We're testing the 20. The 20 is sitting at 2083.75. The 9 is sitting at 2077. So we're trying to start an upward trend, but we're below the 20, and the 9 is below the 20. We need that 9 to get back over the 20 to get the continuation of the trend upwards. Going into the intraday, you can see that we're slowly working our way up, but it's really sideways consolidation right now, on the intraday as we wait on this news from Brexit. And if they do exit, I think this will be the bubble bogey that will be needed to move this market down. But any non-vote for removal will be a big push into the 2100s, and we'll probably see that 2130 on Friday. Going down to the 1 hour, you can see we've got started a slope and separation to the upside, so the trend is up on the 1 hour. 30-minute, same thing, but not a lot of separation, but we are getting slope. And again, this is a market that's in decision right now. Neither side can get any momentum going to either direction. Going to the 15-minute, again, slope and separation, but it's gradual and undecided. And then on the 5-minute, you can see basically sideways consolidation, but we're holding above the 9 and the 20. And make a cross here at 2082.25. Might want to mark that down. If we get below, the 9, that we're probably going to come down to take this. I'm sorry, 82. Did I say 92? 82.25 out. Taking a look at the structure. So we've got this microcomposite that we've got going that runs from March the 17th through till yesterday. Bring yesterday's volume in here on both sides. And value area continues to creep up slowly. It was down at 73. It's climbing. It's now at 77. We're holding above it. The smaller time frame microcomposite, the VPOC, is here at 81.25. We're above that. The 2-day microcomposite is down at that 77.75, and we've got balance on long term on the composite at 79. So we are maturing the auction here, and they're holding value above the value area high of the long term, and we're in this upper distribution. Couple areas to keep key numbers. Obviously, you're going to be 77.75, 79, 81.25, and then the 85 level, and then above that you've got 88 and a quarter, and then the 95. There's 93 as well, value area high, but 95 and a quarter. And then we have our gap above that, and then this island top up here, up at 2106.50 value with that naked close at 2105. I'm expecting more chop around this area today. The key line in the sand is going to be 71. You could use 73, but you know what? We'll probably use 73. What was the overnight low? Overnight low was 2077. Yeah, we can use 73 now. We can bring this up because it'll be below the value area and not quite the 71. If you wanted to be really safe, I would use the 71 and use the gap zone, beginning of the gap zone down to the top of the gap at 68 and a quarter. But below 73, I think we get a move into the gap and go down and test that 68 and a quarter, close the range gap. The naked close is all the way down here at 58. I do expect to move down into this area of undetermined fair value, between the 73 and the 2012 area, if we get a BRIEX exit over the next 24 hours. Okay, take a look at the Globex, and we'll start moving our numbers over and then putting our levels and targets in. Double distribution overnight. Our overnight high is up at 85. Our overnight low is down at 77. Very tight range overnight. Our VPOC is not going to shift. It's 82 and a quarter. And then we have this value area, and we had a little bit of a double distribution yesterday. You can see we've got this LVN here at 79.50. We've got the LVN overnight at 80.75. So I'm going to use this area between the 80.75 and 79.50 as a trade area. And I'm going to put it right at 79.75 so it encompasses both. And that's going to be my main trade area for today. Below that, I want to be short into the 77.75. You can see that we were filling in this low volume area from the prior day on Monday, and creating price acceptance where there was price rejection. I'd be looking for a move back down to test that 77.75 to take out the naked VPOC and test the overnight low. Other than that, there's really no information that we need from the overnight profile, so let me just get rid of that, and we'll move this over and start putting our levels in. Of course, there is this naked close right here at 80 and a quarter, just above that LVN zone. That is the target below 81.75. So 81.75 is going to be a trade area, the value area high. And then just below the naked VPOC from yesterday, we had the value area at 77 and a quarter and the overnight low at 77. Why that's at 77. And we've got the value area high at 77. So the overnight low is actually going to be a trade area. I'm going to use the prior value area at 76.75. It shifted up slightly on the close, but most of the afternoon our developing value area, which is now our value area, was 76.75. It shifted up to 77 and a quarter. I'm going to use the prior as a trade level because of the VPOC and the overnight low. And then 74 And then I'm gonna leave the key line in the sand at 71 1/4. It's the range. Low from Monday. It's safe. It's below the 73. You can use the 73. You could even use the 77, but the problem with the 77 is we might just dip down into the lower range from yesterday and find responsive buyers uh, from below 76, 75 and above 74. So if you're going to use anything, use 73. I would, but I'm using 71. But I'll probably be short anyway by the time we get here. And then below that, we go into the gap zone. And in the middle of the gap zone, we've got 70 1/4 and 69.50. And then the bottom of the gap is 68 1/4. Right now, we're still running a 20-day period ATR at 1888. So off of the high overnight, our daily ATR downside target is 66.75. Our upside daily ATR is 95.75 off of the low of overnight at 77. And then our weekly ATRs are running at 50.7625. So off of the week low at 70 1/4, our weekly upside target is up at 21.21. So you can see we still have a lot of range that we can have this week without getting outside of our weekly ATR. And our downside weekly ATR off of the high of the week at 92.50 is down at that 41 1/4, and that's basically right below our main target, which is that composite VPOC going all the way back to the beginning of 2013, and the microcomposite VPOC from that March 17th fell today, and right smack in the middle of this undetermined fair value distribution. Okay, so those are our levels below. Let's take a look at the levels above. We've got this little LVN here at 82.75. I really don't think it's significant, but there is a target right here at the 83.75, and then I'm going to be using the range high at 85.75 into that naked VPOC at 88 1/4, and then there's a little bit of resistance that comes in at 93 1/4, but I'm going to use the range high at 92.50 and target the 93 1/4, and then our daily upside ATR target is right on top of what is another key line in the sand, which is the 95 1/4. So I'm going to use the daily ATR as also as our key line in the sand as well. You could use the 86. We were using it yesterday because you got a strong target above, but we're only trading at 83, so it's really not. This is a warning sign. We can put that in. This is a warning level. Certainly use it to get long into the 88. All right, so I think there's still going to be a lot of indecision today. I think that both sides, you can see that both sides were active yesterday, and nobody could clearly take control of the market, and we chopped around with some really whippy action yesterday. My hypotheses for the day. I am looking for open auction in range but out of value. My main hypothesis is open auction in range, a move down into the 79 to 77, 75 area, chop around, find buyers. Buyers keep stepping in. They've stepped in overnight. Maybe dip down into the 76, 75, but then finding responsive buyers and rotating up through the range and break out of the 86 range and go up and chop around in this 88 area, this afternoon with maybe a late day probe up to test the range high from Monday at 92.50. So Hypo 1 is open auction in range, move into value, come down, fill the gap, and somewhere between 79.50 and 76.75 we find responsive buyers and rotate our way up into the 88 and a quarter with a possible late day probe up into the 92 to 95 area. Hypo 2 is basically opposite of that, a open auction in range, out of value, a chop around, move up, get a false breakout, possibly get up into the 88 and a quarter, maybe 92.50, somewhere between the range high or fail to break out of the range, but somewhere between the the 85 to 88, I'm expecting responsive sellers to step in and then rotate us down through into the 77 as the main target, and then chop around in the lower distribution where we've had this strong kurtosis, and then a late day probe down to test the top of this gap zone, maybe even get into it and close below yesterday and go into the Globex somewhere between 66.75 and 74 down in this area. So Hypo 2 is a move up, fail to breakout or a false breakout, find responsive sellers, rotate back down through to 77, chop around in this area, and then possibly a late day probe down into the gap zone. That's Hypo 2. Hypo 3 is a open auction in range, come down into the main distribution and basically just chop inside of yesterday with a probe down into the 71.69 area and just basically rotating between the 77 and the 68 and a quarter area and just chop around there. Hypo 4 is an open auction in range, a push up, chop around the 86 to 88 area, and then get a continuation wave up into the 90s and come up and test the 2100 and get close to 2100 going into the close, or into the 2100 to go into the close and into the Brexit vote tonight near the 2100. I'm going to put a Hypo 5 in today, which is rare, but we also have to look at this possibility, is an open auction, a push down, chop around between 74 and 77, and then get continuation wave and get a trend day down and break down below the 66.75 and come down and close somewhere in the 61 range, in around this value that was 62.50, and the long-term composite high value at 61, and then be right back into this 4-day balance that we were in before we broke out on Monday. So Hypo 5 is a open auction in range, move through value, chop around at the range low in the 71, and then travel through the gap zone and come down into the 62 to 61 area and close somewhere down in this area. So those are my hypos. I know there's a lot of them, but we have to anticipate the possibility that one side could take control today and move us up close to the 2100s or down into this distribution zone. But based on the ATRs, my main 3 hypothesis keeps us closer to yesterday's range. So just don't get committed in one direction or the other. Trade what you see, not what you think. That's why we have more than one hypothesis, so we don't get biased too strong in one direction, and we can react to what the market is doing and adjust our trade plan for the day. Taking a look at the Keltner, you can see the balance that we're in. Now, whenever you're in strong balance, you're going to see parallel horizontal lines on the Keltner. That's exactly what we've got. Our Keltner center line is 82. We're above it right now. Our overnight VPOC is 82 and a quarter. Our value area high for the Globex is 83 and a quarter. We're challenging that right now. If we can hold this 82, look for them to go up into that 87 and test the warning line and the range high from yesterday at 86. Below the 82, a move down to the lower Keltner is going to take us down to 76.75. And that overnight low and the value area low and the naked VPOC down here. So that's what I'm looking at. Quick look at the book map. You can see that the board's pretty thin, not surprising. A lot of people just staying on the sidelines right now. Got liquidity up here in the 85, and we've got liquidity down here in the 80, and we're trading right in the middle of that right now, and you can see that the order book is pretty balanced above and below. Largest stack on the board right now is at 2080 and 2080 and a quarter. So a little bit biased to the downside personally, looking at the book map. Took a quick look at gold. Gold is finding some balance. Gold, and I want to show you this because gold is the Mr. Sneaky, FUBAR Mr. Sneakies on gold have been incredible the last few days. You know, here's a beautiful one right here. Nice big move up. This one right here, nice big move up. This one right here, nice big move up. This one right here, nice move up. You can see they're battling this slow grind, but the big one and the one that I traded, and I picked up 19 bucks on this this trade, was this one right here. This is just beautiful. Beautiful FUBAR, nice big technical gap, and then that's what started this this whole move down, and then they've just been fighting the move down with these little rallies that keep failing. I expect gold to continue its move down back towards the first target is that 62 area, 57 and 44, and then a move back into the 37.60. That's the composite VPOC that goes all the way back to 2008. Right now, we're in the lower distribution here. We can actually expand this out here. Our value is above us right now at 85.40. Key level to watch right now is the 67.40. Below the 67.40, look for them to come down into testing this 60, 90, 61 area and expand the range out and test this value area low here. In fact, I'm going to expand this out and bring this in as well. That doesn't change our value. We know that 72 is a key level, but I'd be watching the 60, 90 like a hawk, because you could get short below that into this 57, which is pretty strong, and then see if you get continuation down into the lower side of the balance down here at 51 and back into this 37 and 46 area. So that's looking at gold. Take a quick look at crude. I don't have my levels up to date. Let's bring this in. Crude right now is value is 49.33. The 2-day micro composite is just below that at 49. Got these gap ups. That value is up at 51. So pretty straightforward right here. We're trading above this CLVN at 50.20, in around this HVN, CHVN at 50.25. If we get below this, I'd be looking for them to come down and test the value area high at the 49.72, likely the 49.66, and then test the lower side of that balance at 49.45, and if that doesn't hold, a move down to 49. If we can hold above this, I'd be looking for a move to close the gap up at the 50.51 and test the other side of balance at 50.67, and anything above that I'd be targeting up here at the 51.16 again, and a move up into this two-day breakout and island top. That's looking at crude. That's going to complete our pre-market session. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.